Everybody, welcome back to the Irish Wrestling Podcast. This is our double feature of Wrestlemania Predictions. Last night, if you watched, we did our Supremacy and NXT Stand and Deliver. They're both warm-up shows for night one and night two of Wrestlemania. We're getting straight into it. We're not waiting around. Wrestlemania night one, biggest Wrestlemania of all time. Who knows? We'll see what happens at the end of it. WrestleMania 40, this it's been built up like no other WrestleMania in recent memory on the new Triple H regime. It's got storytelling, it's got everything you want going into a big pay-per-view like this, or a premium live event as they like to call it. Um, we have to start off where everything's been leading to. Night one, there's not many matches confirmed on the nights of what nights they're going to happen. One that is definitely confirmed for night one is Cody and Seth against Rock and Roman. Biggest tag team match in history. A throwback to the first WrestleMania, which had a main event for a tag title match, or a tag team match with Mr. T and Hulk Hogan and Paul Orndorff and Roddy Piper. So Colin, I'll go to you first. The Rock and Roman Reigns against Seth and Cody. Who is winning this match?
Lads, I'm fucking buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing. Like this. Who's winning? I don't know, and I honestly don't care. I really like if it got. I couldn't care how this tag match goes. There's great implications either way, so I really don't care. If Rock and Roman win, then it's fucking Bloodline rules. If Cody and Seth win, then there's no Bloodline in the main the next night. I really couldn't care which direction it goes in. Who's gonna win? I don't know. Um, but I've been on these podcasts for years saying I don't really care too much about matches, but give me something to get me teeth into, give me something to invest in. And you couldn't invest in something more than what's going on here. We have fucking storylines going all over the place, which is what I love. I'm finding it hard to keep up. I always make the reference, and if people have watched me talk about things before, I always throw back to 1997 WWF, where we had the Bret, Shawn, Undertaker. Austin was starting to come into that era, and we had these loads of different storylines running through things. Mick Foley was in there as well. Um, and you didn't know which way to turn, and that's how I'm feeling about this. We don't know what way to turn. The shot was it the Monday Night Raw? Was it Raw that
Raw,
Rock
yes.
attacked Cody? We
Yes.
had that
Last
bit
week.
after the match. We had that brawl, and it was just everyone getting involved who's being involved. And then The Rock comes out of nowhere and he finishes off. But we had Drew in there, we had Rollins in there, we had Cody fighting into the back, and then The Rock comes out of nowhere, and then they have their thing at the end. So we have all of these different tangents all rolling into this one thing, and it's exciting. I feel like a child again watching wrestling, which is what is good about it. I haven't had a feeling like this going into a Mania. Although Manias have usually been good, this is the biggest Mania for me since 30.
Yes.
That Daniel Bryan winning the championship was the last one that actually gave me the feels and the investment into something as big as this. So, yeah, in answer to your question, who's going to win the tag match? I couldn't give a fuck, to be quite honest. I'm just there for it. I am just there for it. And whichever team wins, it's going to be a hell of a match. And then it's going to set up some major implications for night two.
Corey, are you in the same boat?
I I'm in the same boat in pretty much every capacity there with Colin. And I'm just so happy this is the direction that we've gotten. If I don't know if this was the original plan all along, if they pivoted from Rock and Roman, couldn't care less. I'm just so happy we've got this version of The Rock. And I hate to say the one thing about this match that I have a complaint over, and it's the one tiniest complaint compared to literally. I still love the match. I think Roman could have been better in the build. We might see it tonight on Raw. Obviously, Rock and Roman. Obviously, this is going up when Wednesday
Wednesday.
or
Yeah. That's the. Yeah. So,
yeah. So we're recording this on Monday. Um, I think Roman could have been better. I feel like Roman's kind of been overshadowed by The Rock. They've tried to save face
Yeah.
by saying that The Rock is operating under Roman's orders, but I don't think any wrestling fan believes that, even if Paul Heyman shouts it from the rooftops. I agree with Colin on that segment on Monday's Raw. I love that they kept going after the show ended as well. I genuinely think that The Rock has come in now and with a point, a chip on his shoulder, and he's just putting on some of the best character work he's ever done. I think this character now might be his best ever. I think his promo work is fantastic. I think t-
It's almost like he got some acting training while when I left him.
Yeah, a couple of classes, you know.
It's night and day though to his last run with Cena, isn't it? Like
yes,
the Cena one felt really forced or something, didn't it? Like he was
the scene and Punk stuff. He was getting eviscerated by both of them.
Yeah,
he was trying to be funny.
Yeah, both of them just like you could feel that he had kind of almost like he was almost kind of just muzzled in a way because he was becoming this big star. He couldn't say all these horrible insults and all this stuff. So he had to get around that by calling Fruity Pebbles and Cookie Puss and stuff like that. But now the acting isn't as big for him anymore. Now he's kind of being shunned a little in the acting community. So he's kind of thinking to himself, right, let's do this right this time. And I think it's fantastic. I everything since he turned heel he's done has been absolutely fantastic. And Cody as well for this match. I know we're all so hoping he finishes the story. I hope everyone here does anyway. But that match is so big for him as well. The moment when he stands across the ring from The Rock, like regardless, like it gives the feel of if Cody manages to pin The Rock and Roman in the same night or the same WrestleMania, that goes up there with as Colin mentioned, Brian beating Evolution in one night. It's one of those moments that would mean so much in the annals of WrestleMania history. But at the same time, I'm also in agreement with Colin about Bloodline rules. Now, let's be real here for a minute, right? I think everyone is hoping and praying that we get the glass shatter during the main event of WrestleMania. We want our nostalgia. We want Austin to come out and stand off with The Rock one more goddamn time. Who gives a crap if it's 2 stars of the past? I just want that match to be the most over. Well, we'll get back. Well, sorry, we'll get to that later. But yeah, this tag match, I'm very much looking forward to it, and I'm very happy that Rollins especially is getting this opportunity to finally main event the WrestleMania, where he's on the marquee beforehand. Obviously, he main evented 31, but that was the plan.
Yeah.
Love.
Oh God. I mean, I'm not going to repeat what you guys have said, but total thing for this Mania overall, there's just so much going on. It's that fever pitch, as you say, from 30. It really, really is. We're right up there with the S movement, but in how many different matches, which is so great to see. You know, there's such excitement about it. For the tag team match, my only fear of how this could go wrong is now, lads, I want to see Bloodline rules. I don't care if he's going to finish that story, make him fucking earn it, right? You know,
exactly.
I love you, Cody. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, but I'm just like pure sadistic, you know. So, but like, I just, you know, I think that if you're gonna, you know, we really need to drill it home that he's finishing the story and he has to overcome all the odds. He just has to. And, you know, he's in Rocky City. He has to, you know what I mean? He has to overcome all the odds. My only fear of how this would go a little bit wrong is if it all went completely tits up and they went the other way. I'm sure they won't, but because lads, Seth can't be trusted ever, right? So my only fear is that he's going to turn on Cody to cost the tag team match. Wait, I'm not even finished, Corey. I'm not even finished. That's my only fear, is that he will, right? And we'll get that big laugh, right? And he just like leaves them and Cody gets absolutely annihilated on night 1. So night 2, we're all going to be massively behind Cody because he was absolutely battered and we're all wanting to finish that story. But he loses, and then we big up Cody and Seth for the 756th time again. That's my fear, that somebody, and now I know that the person who normally makes the last minute decisions and fucks the script out the window isn't there anymore. If he was, 1 million happening. Without question, this was happening. You know what I mean? Oh, well, we'll finish next year, damn it. There's no doubt. That's good shit. It's not. It never was, and it never will be. So that's my only fear, that is how that will go tits up. But surely they lose the tag match on night 1. I'm sorry. And then we go all in with sorry about that was not a pun actually, so I won't apologize. That we go all in on night 2 with Bloodline rules, and he is standing tall at the end of it. And there's going to be tears, there's going to be blood. Mama Rhodes is going to be out, Brandy, the baby, Dustin, fucking Dusty back from the grave, everything. We want it all. Do you know what I mean? Just to say that the story is done.
One of the AR graphics. They'll use the AR graphics to put Dusty in the scene. Just
Oh
a
my
giant
God.
AR graphic Dusty.
Oh my God, Corey, do you remember they had Whitney Houston in a hologram concert? Right? That's what forget.
No.
That's what's happening now. They want to do it as well for someone else. They want a hologram concert. Now, I hope not, because they freaked the shit out of me. It's just it's like
if you that's it. Liz has spoken into existence now. We're getting a hologram of Dusty Rhodes, and they're
yeah. Or
fucking
drones.
Stop!
Drones over
Stop!
the video.
No, we're getting his statue.
Sorry,
His big bronze statue is going to be in the top of the ramp, and they're going to Ghostbusters the shit out of it and make it come to life.
Oh my God, like the marshmallow fella walking through Manhattan.
Yeah, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Oh my! I think the heat's making me delirious.
Yeah.
Some fierce excited.
We'll get into the main event of night 2 in a bit. Before we go off on a tangent, someone that's leading part of this bloodline story has been going on for a while is Jay versus Jimmy. It's the third time that actual brothers, not Taker and Kane, but actual brothers have faced off at WrestleMania. Bret and Owen in WrestleMania 10, Matt and Jeff at WrestleMania 25, and now 15 years later we're getting Jimmy versus Jay. Something's that we thought we'd never see. And this whole bloodline story, I don't know if anybody watched the Roman documentary last night as we record. It's out now. It's phenomenal. But within the documentary, we're talking about Roman's influence on the brothers have evolved them into completely separate characters. For a long time, people couldn't tell them apart, and now they are completely different people, and it's so easy to tell them apart these days. So the fact that we're getting Jimmy versus Jay, first time twins are having a match, besides Nikki and Bella in WWE history. So this is, probably going to kick off. The rumors are at the minute it's going to kick off night 1 of WrestleMania. Give them a break until they, obviously the main event on night 1. They'll probably get involved somewhere and they'll be involved. Yeah. So I think this would be a good way of starting off the night. So I'm going to just go my predictions for this one now. I think Jay has to win this match. Corey. I think he does.
I think this match is. I'm a firm believer in the fact that the Usos are one of the greatest tag teams of all time, but only one of the Usos is a very good singles wrestler. Yeah. I do not think Jimmy is anywhere near as good as a singles wrestler as Jay is. Jay's a main event caliber, but Jimmy is definitely getting there. That's the thing. I think he's improved a lot, and I think we're going to really find out how good he's gotten, because this is just. You don't have any more chemistry. You don't have any better chemistry than when you're wrestling your family. Like you've seen it with Rhea and Dominik, and you've seen it with Bret and Owen and the Hardys, like we said. I think this match is going to be overbooked as well. I think we're going to have Solo. Obviously, is going to be there, and I think we're going to see Rikishi. I think there's no way we do not see Rikishi involved in this match. It's even if it's after the match, but I'd love to see Solo kind of helping Jimmy, and then Rikishi coming out to even the odds for Jay. I think that'd be just their whole family just out there for the match then. I think Jay should definitely win though. I think Jay is someone who, my God, he's so over. It's insane. It doesn't when they split up. I don't think even when Jimmy got injured, during the pandemic, or was it during the pandemic or before the pandemic? I can't remember. But
Or and he came back run that.
Did he come back during it?
No, he came back whenever Roman to start.
When Jade started as a single star, when he first faced Roman, everyone was kind of like, can he sustain this? But he's only gotten better. And he's one of the most over baby faces they had, like I said. And he is a world champion. He is someone who I can see as a world champion who can carry the company. He's hilarious. He's great on the microphone. He's getting so good in the ring, and he's starting to add new moves to his moveset as well, which is something I'm really happy with. Jimmy is someone who has really excelled as just a comedy act. He is so funny, even with his body language, his facial expressions, what he says, how he reacts to things. Everyone's seen that by this point of how he does stuff after shows and at live events and all that. I want him to leave that behind for this match, though. I don't want that. I want more of what we got at the Rumble when they started off together. I want more of that, but over 20 minutes or so, because this is a very fun match. And there's some people who are questioning this match being on the card, which I think is insane. They're one of, if not the greatest tag team in the history of WWE. Jay is one of the biggest stars going right now. The Bloodline is still such a big part of the WWE product. So yeah, I am looking forward to this match a lot. It's actually one of the matches I'm most looking forward to. I love me some brother versus brother matches.
Colin?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. As I said, chemistry is going to be a massive factor in this. I think the two boys, I'm sure they're both absolutely buzzing to be getting the opportunity to face off against each other at Mania. I'll keep it as brief as I can. Jimmy, I think, should be winning, in my opinion. I think Jay's done it. Jay's main event. He's had his moments. Jimmy is still trying to get that, and I think by beating Jay, then can propel him a little bit more. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And if whoever was saying that this shouldn't be on the card, like, have a fucking word with yourselves.
Yeah,
like, for fuck's
yeah.
sake, like.
Oh man.
Well,
Some people just
Yeah.
baffles my mind.
They just don't get it. But I think some people get so caught up in main events, and you know, you don't want to call people part-time fans, but you know, because certain people are involved, that all of a sudden they have an interest, and then they're like, Jimmy and Jay, like, that's the Usos, you know, that kind of a crack, and you get a bit of that whole, like, you know, that tunnel vision going on, and like, you know, there's no like global view at all. I'll keep it brief as well. I know we've got lots to get through, but Corey then goes over and just pees all over my idea. But anyway, I totally think that like Solo's going to come down and interfere, take out the ref. Then Rikishi's going to come down, put on a ref shirt, throw Solo out, and ref the rest of the match fairly. I think Rikishi's definitely going to be involved in this, because there's been a lot of hints and like tweets and posts and things like that. I'd love to see Jay win it, because I think he currently is on fire. My only concern is, where do we go after that with Jay? Do you know, that kind of way? Is he sustainable? As you know, he's done so great coming up to this, but is it sustainable afterwards, after he's beaten his brother? You know, who's his next opponent, or you know, his next feud? That's the only thing I'm having a little bit of trouble with. But I just think, because he's been on such a journey. Like, he has just been on like the journey of his lifetime, you know, and so over, and merch, like top seller merch for like how many weeks? It's ridiculous. Like, you want a shirt? I want a heat shirt, you know what I mean? Or no heat. I want it all. So I'd love to see Jay win it. I really, really would. But Rikishi for ref.
Another match involving family. We're getting Rey and Dom, well, kind of part two. It's a tag team match. Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee against Dom and Santos Escobar. This one came out of fucking nowhere. Seemed like we were going to get Rey and Santos, or LWO and Legado in a multi-person match or something. But obviously, that's going to go down the route of we'll just brief over Bobby Lashley and fucking Karrion Kross's factions, and I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. I'm not really pushed about that match at all. It's
no.
And I couldn't care less.
Hair, cut his fucking hair.
Does anybody care who wins that match?
No.
Oh, we'll move on. Ray and Rhea and Dragon Lee, Santos and Dominik Mysterio, which came out of nowhere. It seemed like they were having two similar matches, and they were like, we'll choose.
Bitch.
It's like that shows Bobby, like Bobby Lashley should be in a match at WrestleMania. Like this, last year he was in the fucking Andre and SmackDown and came out with the trophy and fucked off, and that
It
was
is pose.
like what? Like, and no, he's not going to get a singles match. This is going to be a fucking multi-person. I think multi-person because Scarlett and
AOP just kill it for me.
we're going to be
AOP.
It's not AOP that's the problem.
AOP kill it for me.
It's not AOP for me. It's carrying goddamn cross.
I like carrying cross, but I like him in a singles with time.
Yeah.
Like, put him in a singles, give him 15 minutes.
Go back to his NXT stuff.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's all you got to do. That's all you've got to do. It's the same shit that happened with Vince with carrying cross.
Yeah.
You try and change so much about him.
The S&M outfit, it's just terrible.
But how long has it been going on? I guess this is going on well before Rumble. Like this.
Yeah.
Like, Bobby Lashley's already beaten Karrion Kross in a singles match, and that was last year. At the end of last year, like why did they continue the feud? Just makes no sense. Like, and they haven't announced that as a match yet, so I'm not even sure it's even happening.
It definitely seems like a way of, let's put these together and let's get more people on a cards type of deal. That's how it plays to me, because it just
Karrion Kross is not Triple H's boy.
Even when I'm watching the shows, I'm like, why? Like this is killing me. And the shows are shit hot, and then their segment come on, and I'm like,
oh my god, it's like someone's after sucking the life out the room. We're all dying.
Every needs a toilet break, and this is on.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Even if and this is the thing, I can't remember who reported. I think it was Dave. Dave said it was they're talking about making this a Philadelphia street fight. Like there's so many more matches on this card that you could give that stipulation to that fans will actually want.
Jimmy and Jay.
Yeah.
Jimmy and Jay, LA Knight and AJ Styles, two grudge matches you put it. No, let's put it in the storyline that no one gives two shits about.
Yeah.
And I hate that because I love Street Profits. I love Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
I think they're absolutely phenomenal.
And I think they should, have an actual match.
Yeah.
Like Street Profits should have been in the fucking ladder match, and Bobby should have had a either involved in fucking Bobby versus Gunther, like, or something like anything, a proper match, like not this shit. Yeah. But anyway, Santos and Dominik came out of nowhere 2 weeks ago on SmackDown. Dominik helped Santos beat Rey Mysterio, and now we're getting a tag match at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
it's
this is shy too.
I know, but they kind of give it away.
It's a way of getting Dominik onto the card.
It is 100%.
I don't think it's about Dominik. I don't think it's about Dominik.
You don't think so? No.
I think it's about Dragon Lee. I think they want Dragon Lee to have a showcase. I think Dragon Lee is someone that the minute they signed him, they knew what they were getting with him. They have been looking for decades at this point now, actual decades, for the next Rey Mysterio. They've tried it with Kalisto, Sakara, just anyone with a mask that has been in WWE. They've fumbled them in some way. But now they not only have Dragon Lee, but they also have others in NXT now. You've got Axiom, who is getting so much momentum, even though obviously he's Spanish, not Mexican, but he's still a masked high flyer that can reach those heights. I think that this match is going to be infinitely more fun than last year's singles match between Rey and Dominik. That match was fun, don't get me wrong, but it was very story heavy, very kind of Rey's beating the crap out of his son kind of. But this year, now that that's been established, they really have a chance to let them all pop off. And I know a lot of people like to say, oh, Dominik isn't as good as everyone else in this match. I think he's getting there. And as long as he stops doing the 619, please, for the love of God, someone stop him doing the 619. He does it too bleeding slow.
Yeah.
But just let them all, just give them 15, 20 minutes and just let them all go crazy with Lucha Libre stuff. I've seen someone who's winning.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you have to give Dragon Lee this win, to be honest. It has to either Dragon Lee or Santos Escobar needs to get the pin this match. Dominik and Rey don't need it. Dominik has got to a point now where he could lose for the next 50 matches and he'd still be as a hook of the Judgment Day, because he's so good at what he does. Yeah, exactly. He's so good at what he does. And Santos right now is middling out a little bit, I feel, with Legado. So I think that's why they decided to give him Dominik, because I think they want Dominik's heat to rub off on Santos. Because Santos is someone who, when he turned heel, it almost felt kind of facetious because everyone loves Santos Escobar.
Yeah.
Like he's such a likable. Everyone had him picked to be one of the top stars. Anyway, but Dragon Lee, I have to keep going back to Dragon Lee, and I feel like I'm completely over talking over like Rey Mysterio as the legend that he is. But Dragon Lee, oh my god, the fact that he's already in a Mania match is fantastic.
Yeah.
I want him to get this. I think this needs to be a showcase. In the same vein as last year, Ricochet had that moment in the four-way tag match where he had that shooting star press. I want to see Dragon Lee do the craziest shit ever because he is that good. And someone said it on Twitter. I can't remember who it was, but they said Lucha Libre is the most casual, friendly type of wrestling there is, and I agree with that 1000%. And you got four people who are exceptionally talented at doing that, and I can't wait.
Colin?
Yeah, listen, to me it's a throwaway match. So the result doesn't really mean a hell of a lot. As I said, I think that it's to draw the heat from Dom, and if that's to push onto Dragon Lee, then absolutely. I just think that Dom being the only member of the Judgment Day, well, besides Jade, I suppose, to not have, or full member of the Judgment Day, or whatever you want to call him, to not have a WrestleMania match. I think it was to get him onto the cards, and again to be a heat magnet to a babyface. If that works, then yeah, and to also pass his heat over to what's his fucking name, Escobar.
There you go.
Sorry, there's too many Latin American wrestlers.
You're not wrong.
These days.
You're not wrong.
So hard to keep up. And because it's not my first language and I'm not used to the names as well. But yeah, the result really doesn't mean a hell of a lot to me in this. But yeah, I agree with Corey. I think they could really put on a good showcase, and I think that like they will out of flippy dippy shit and let the casuals enjoy it. Like
there you go. Flippy dippy shit. Gonna use that.
Oh, flippy dippy shit all day long, I tell you. Ideally, it should be Rey and Dragon Lee going over for sure. I don't like that it felt a little rushed. You know, it was just kind of like that bugs me a little bit. I think if we were 6 months prior and we had this great build with Dragon Lee and maybe Escobar and like, you know, Rey and Dominik were floating in the background maybe as a little bit of backup, that would have been cool, because then if it was just the two of them facing off on that night, that would have been a match that would have been talked about for weeks afterwards. I think it could have been. But like, I love Dominik as a heel. I absolutely do. I mean, nobody draws the heat more. I mean, the boos are just ridiculous. And he's a VIP meet and greet at Mania weekend. He is a $200 VIP meet and greet at Mania weekend. I cannot wait to go and see who pays it. I won't be myself because, you know, it's sold out.
He's going to be standing at the top of the queue with our camera shaming people.
He has his fangirls, guys, like, and they're a bit crazy. Yeah. They're a bit crazy. They'll stab you for saying bad things about Dominik, so I'd be careful.
Bring it. Come fuck it. I'll take you all on.
I'm going to predict. I think Dominik and Santos are winning this match. Dominik lost the match last year to Rey, and I think it was the wrong decision. I think Dominik should have won it last year.
Yeah,
I think he needs to win this time, and the fact that, you know, Carlito was standing behind Rey Mysterio when I called out Dragon Lee, and Carlito's facial expression.
Oh my god!
What?
Oh no, you didn't.
You didn't pick me. I'm not getting a WrestleMania match because this is pure sound. You know, Carlito's going to turn on them.
That was awks, but
it's just perfect for what's going to happen. You know, he can fucking side with Santos or just go somewhere else. Like, he's not getting a WrestleMania match. Fuck you.
What happened to heel turns that weren't foreshadowed? What happened to heel turns that actually shocked people? Now it's every single time there's a heel turn coming, it's like
everybody turns on Rey. Everybody turns on Rey. Like, Eddie turned on Rey, Batista turned on Rey, Dominik turns on Rey. Everybody turns on Rey. Dragon Lee will probably fucking
John Cena turned on Rey, and he doesn't turn on anyone.
No, but has Rey Mysterio ever been a heel? Was he a heel when he was in
WCW?
WCW, yeah.
Vaguely.
He was never a heel in WWE.
Yeah.
Never a heel. Like,
No.
everybody turns on him. So I'm sorry, Ray, you should have picked Carlito. Like the ultimate, his finishing move, the backstabber. Come on, like. So
I
anyway,
love Carlito to death.
I'm here for that a little bit more now.
I can't get over Carlito after that table spot a couple of weeks ago. It was
Yeah.
one of the worst table spots I've ever seen in my life.
Oh.
And that was his fault. So I'm glad
He's
that he
not.
doesn't because of that.
I was so excited to see him back. I was so excited to see him back in the shape that he was in and all that. And then the bell rang. I love him to death. I think he's in tremendous shape still, but he's clearly not all like what he used to be in the ring, and it's really starting to affect how I perceive him.
Yeah.
So when I saw all this stuff about Ray and Carlito turning, I really don't need to see Carlito and Rey Mysterio facing off in 2024. I really don't. Yeah, I'd like that just to skip to the ending on that one personally.
I reckon Carlito is probably doing more help behind the scenes than he
yeah,
is.
definitely, yeah.
Oh
out in
yeah,
front of the
definitely.
camera, like like you have that full experience there that he's passing
Yeah.
on and guiding these guys.
Absolutely.
Even if he's not going out there and doing it himself, I'm sure he's massively beneficial.
Next match on the card, I'm not sure. Again, we don't know which night.
Don't know where it is. Yeah.
Bayley against Io Sky. Speaking of people who turned on each other, Bayley finally, getting her crowning moment, winning the Rumble, and the story's been great. They've been overshadowed a lot with what's going on with The Rock and Roman, but recently they've trying to put a emphasis on it going into WrestleMania. So, I'll start off with this one. I think I think Bayley has to win this match. You can't have somebody win the Royal Rumble, and I hate when people win the Royal Rumble and don't win their match at WrestleMania. It drives me mad. Like, so I think the way the feud's gone, I think Bayley's been outsmarting them, even though she's been outnumbered a lot of the times. I think it's time for Bayley to have that moment again. Like, people love Bayley. Like, even when she was a heel, people loved her. So I think this is Bayley's time. Yeah, love.
Agreed. Nothing else more to say on that. Io's championship run has been less than impressive, which is such a shame. It hasn't done much for me, but I think Damage Control did not control the damage they caused Io's reign. I do think that they damaged her title run. I really, really do, which is such a shame because she is a phenomenal talent. And so like, what skill, unbelievable. But I think we have a lot of great wrestlers in a faction that just for me never worked. But thankfully it ended up in this. Bayley all the way.
Colin?
Yeah, look, I'm gonna say Bayley as well, but I'm also looking at who else is on the card and what other matches I have, and I don't have a retention, which is very strange. But I can't see every belt's changing hand either, So, it like listen, getting here the Rumble win and Bayley leaving Damage Control was everything that it should have been. I think since then it hasn't been ideal. I agree with Liz that I think Damage Control has done a bit of damage to how things have gone and to Io as well. I would have liked to see Io standing around 2 feet a bit more in the run up to this match, rather than the reliance on the team. But again, it's proper like baby face hero story overcoming the odds of all the obstacles in front of them. But I don't know. It's just the closer we've gotten to Mania, the more that's worn off on me. Where I was really happy for Bayley winning, really happy going for her going and challenging for the women's championship, but now I'm not as excited for it. But yeah, like Bayley winning. But I don't know where it goes after that. Yeah, I really don't know. I'm not as excited for this one.
Rory?
A lot of saying what Colin just said. I feel the same way. I feel like, again, they started off so well. Everything about the way the turn happened was brilliant, right down to Bayley randomly just knowing how to speak Japanese to them and watching them all react to that. That's one of my favorite segments of the year, for the simple fact of just how Damage Control all reacted. I'm actually of the belief that Damage Control isn't like, I don't think that Io's reign has set the world on fire. Don't get me wrong. but I don't think it's. There's been worse reigns in recent years for women's championships, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think that Io should win. I don't think it's time. I think Bayley. I'd like to see Bayley win the title later this year. I'd like to see her win it at SummerSlam. Give Io a nice year-long title reign. Maybe in the next few months, give Io more of a focus and try and save this reign before you do end it. One thing I do want for this match, and it's not really related to the winner or loser, I want Paramore for Bayley, and I want Poppy for Io's entrance. I don't care past that. I don't care where the match is placed or anything like that. I just want those two entrances back to back because that would be incredible to witness, and they both deserve it. They both absolutely deserve it. And would I be upset if Bayley won? Hell no. I would never be upset to see Bayley win a championship. Alternatively, as well, I kind of want to see a return of the Hugger for one night only. I think I said that.
If I see Bayley buddies, I'm jumping all over the fucking place.
Yeah, I want to see her come out and do the reverse of what she did when she turned heel. I want her to come out with all her current presentation. Yeah, her current presentation, everything like that, their current theme. And then she goes down slowly, and then she just pops up, and then the Bayley buddies come up. I think that would be it. Even if it's just for one night, even if it's just for WrestleMania, just showing, look, I've embraced who I used to be. This is where my strength comes from. I think that'd be phenomenal. That's
a goosebump moment.
I love that. I love that.
While we're talking about that, there's a couple of matches we want to fly through without actually going into the deep story.
Yeah.
Damage control against the Power and the Glory, as there are people who are calling them online. I'm not sure that's going to stand out or not, but Jade Cargill is getting a WrestleMania match along with Naomi and Bianca Belair. Who's winning this match?
Oh, the Power and the Glory, surely. Yeah.
It's very fair.
Yeah. Great way to Jade and protect her as well.
Jade obviously gets the win, doesn't she? Gets the pin.
I think this match is something that I think it's an absolutely fantastic match to have on WrestleMania, mainly for all different types of little girls getting to see different types of women who are just like, you've got 3 black women, 2 Asian women, and a Kiwi in that match, and it's just like it's so good to see. And it's so good to see the 3 faces together as well, especially obviously Damage Control, but Bianca, Jade, and Naomi together, that is just such a power team for the women's division.
Crazy.
And like you guys said, Jade gets protected here. Yeah. She gets to throw her big spots up, and we get to see, has she gotten better? We saw at the Rumble that I think she did a fantastic job at the Rumble.
Yeah.
She's been working a lot. She's been working, she's been in the performance center for last.
Whether she's gotten better or not, she's not going to get exposed as much because she was in that limelight. She was in one-on-one matches in AEW, so there was a lot of opportunity for her to be exposed as not a great wrestler. In a match like this, she's covered. And even the stuff that they did the week on, it was easy stuff. I think she hit 2 or 3 moves, and they were all perfect. And that's all she needed to do.
That's all she has. She needs power moves to stand out. She looks like a fucking movie star. She looks.
Oh, I want to be Jade when I grow up. Yeah,
phenomenal. Yeah, everybody would want to look like that. There's men who would love they fucking look like that. So, she looks like a star. Just protect her and build her up. She has all the time in the world to be a main eventer. Just protect her as much as you can. So
great pressure test for her as well. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously, there's the 3 of them, but this is in front of how many thousand fans? This isn't a Raw, this isn't a SmackDown, so it's a great pressure test for her too. Exactly. So I don't think it's too much in the deep end. They've kind of dipped her toes a little, but it's you're out there with 2 of our best, probably 2 of the best athletes that we've ever, female athletes that we've athletes that we've ever had. So great call. Very excited for this. Even if it's a short match, it doesn't matter. People are going to be so excited to see her.
The entrances will probably be longer than the match.
Yeah.
I'd say it's going to be unbelievable. There's the stars coming. There's going to be fucking
X-Men.
If there's not an X-Men tie-in for Jade's entrance, that is just leaving money on the table.
He has to become a Storm with a big white cape on.
Give her contacts and everything.
Yeah.
Give her the context or her eyes going.
Yeah.
Next, we'll just fly through a couple other matches. LA Knight and
Yeah.
AJ Styles. Could have been on any episode of Raw or SmackDown. Like they're getting a WrestleMania match because they both.
I don't know. They
I like
put a
it.
bit of meat into the
Yeah.
feud. They
Yeah.
have put a
Yeah.
bit the home invasion type deal was pretty good and unique. You could tell like you're looking at it, you're like, ah, it's a work. Like,
Yeah, but
I don't think anyone was
excellently done.
fooled by it, but it was the fact that they switched to police cameras and stuff. I thought it was decent. But yeah, it's good to see like AJ's been missing for a while. It's good to see AJ back as a singles as well. I've never been a fan of the OC, like and just fucking
Who's winning it?
Oh, AJ Styles, yeah.
Oh my God.
Listen, LA Knight is decent, okay? But like AJ Styles is AJ Styles. And it's been so long since he's been there that I want to see him start to come back to there because he's one of the best wrestlers of our generation, in my opinion, and I don't think he should be anywhere else. And if that means that LA Knight doesn't get there, fuck him.
I'm gonna counter that point here because while AJ is one of the best in the ring of his generation, you've got Knight who's one of the best on the microphone of his generation, and I think that isn't hyperbole. Sexy. But it more on what you said, like that home invasion was great, and then on Friday just gone, I think it was a callback to something that you'd see from the early 2000s of the security, the camera panning back and just seeing Knight just stand there looking at him. The crowd could see it was him and everything. I just love that so much. And then Knight's promo after, oh my God, that man has every crowd in the palm of his hand the minute he picks up a microphone. It is phenomenal. And I think, while he's not AJ Styles, Colin, you're right, but I don't think there's a lot of people who could hold a candle to that man.
Yeah.
I think Knight winning this match, I think you could really go either way with this match. I agree with Colin that you could easily establish AJ back as a single star at the top of the card with a win here. But at the same time, Knight could get his big Mania moment. He wasn't on Mania last year when arguably he was even hotter than he is now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You could go either way for this match with me, but if I had to pick one, I really would prefer to see Knight win because AJ is just like, as Colin said, AJ's AJ. He could lose 10 matches in a row, and I don't think anyone in the world would go, he's not a great wrestler. So
yeah, I'm with Corey as well. I think LA Knight needs this, especially because he wasn't on the card last year. And as you say, as well, like we have to remember that this is Mania. This isn't an episode of Raw. This isn't an episode of SmackDown. You've got people from 136 countries around the world. You know what I mean? You've got a very Mania audience is a very, very different audience to a house show or a Raw or it is like you've people from all over the States, Canada, Europe, South America, everyone coming to this, and like they'll all know LA Knight. Do you know what I mean? It's just because that's how he comes across. Like he doesn't even have to say too much, and everybody just knows dun dun dun. Yeah, everybody does. So I just think I'd love to see him get that in a huge, huge environment such as WrestleMania. I think he's paid his dues and I think he deserves his flowers. I really do. And I think he's put the graft in as well. Like he's like, his shades of Samoa Joe and Styles' previous encounter, that's what kind of gives me a little bit of a throwback towards. But I think this is Styles for not fucking Styles. This is LA Knights for the taking. Yeah, I think it is.
I'll just reiterate what I was saying about it could have been any random SmackDown match or anything. The feud has been great. I know the invasion stuff, they had to do something because it was just going to be a throwaway match just to get LA Knight and AJ Styles on the WrestleMania card. I just think we'll talk about it in a minute. Like LA Knight should have been in a title match. I think he should have had his WrestleMania moment should be him winning the title. Like he doesn't need a title to be over, but I think him winning a title at WrestleMania would have been a nice moment to cap off, the last 18 months of him his main roster run, like since he made his fucking Max Dupree fucking shit debut.
God bless him.
It's been
I
he's in
think
his
both
form.
guys need to be looked at as serious challengers though for who's coming out of Mania.
Yeah.
True.
And I think if you were to put a mid-card championship on him, you're taking him out of that realm. So again, I don't know if there's going to be a shake-up or not, but if Drew comes out as a heel champion, you're going to need a big baby face there. If Cody comes out as a face champion, you're going to need a heel there. So I think both of these guys work well in a main event picture for people that are coming out of Mania and who can potentially go on and feud with them down the line as well.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. A match that people had rumored that he was going to be in would have been against Logan Paul, and there was talks before Elimination Chamber, there was talks before Rumble that he was going to be facing Logan Paul for that title, but that's not happening now. You've got Logan Paul, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens in a triple threat match. Anybody got anything there they'd like
Randall, Keith, Orton, Big Dirty RKO, and Kevin Owens. Heel Orton, new champion. Thank you. But give me a heel Randy. I don't fucking this happy Randy Orton, but I don't want it. It's right. Oh yeah, right. It's good. Well done. Oh, he has fun with Kevin Owens. Yeah, brilliant. Right. Go out there and kick people in the skull, Randy. Fuck people up. You are the Viper. I want the Viper. I want this fella who we don't know what the fuck he's going to do and is going to kill somebody. That's the Randy Orton I want, and this is the perfect opportunity because I think I can't see Logan Paul coming out of this match as champion. So it's either Kevin Owens or Randy Orton, and I want Randy Orton, and I want them by turning on Kevin Owens, give him a punt kick to the skull, and beat him for the championship. Give me something like that, but I want heel Randy back.
Corey?
I don't quite feel it to the same extent as Colin does. But I would love to see Randy turn heel again. Obviously, I've been vocal about the fact that I do enjoy him as a babyface, but as Colin said, he's one of the best as a heel. I don't know if everyone here's watched WWE Evil, but his episode of that is just how he gets into the mindset for that is just spectacular. So, in terms of the match itself, anyone could walk out of this match with the championship and I'd be happy. I know a lot of people don't want Logan as champion anymore, but at the end of the day, guys, he's making so much money by doing this. He brings that belt everywhere with him, and whatever you think about him, he is good when it's time to start working. Whether it's in the ring or in a segment, he does his job right. I think we're gonna see this match is just gonna be it's no disqualification. So, triple threat rules. I feel like people keep doing the whole thing of, oh, how is he going to hide the brass knuckles? He doesn't have to. That's the point. So I think we're going to see the likes of fucking KSI and everything in this match. So I think Logan will leave with the belt. I think it'll be a case of they'll do the whole thing as per usual of the two people in the triple threat on the same side. They work together initially, and then blah blah blah. Only one can win. Blah blah blah. The heel takes advantage and walks out with the title. There you go.
And then after the match, Randy Orton RKO's Kevin Owens and then kicks him in the skull. I'll take it.
While drinking Prime.
Just over there.
Colin just wants to it. Just wants Randy to give everyone CTE at this point.
I just want old school best heel in the business Randy Orton back. I don't hate Randy now. I don't hate him, but he's not brilliant. He's one of the best ever. It's fucking Randy Orton. He should be going out killing people. I want to see RKO's out of nowhere. I want him coming out and kicking bitches in the head like he used to. I want Stephanie McMahon concussion type shit.
Rhea Ripley.
Get Kevin Owens misses involved or something and let him kick her in the head or something. Or his kids or something. Something.
His kids?
Yeah, fuck it.
This is
Randy Orton, right? This is the Randy Orton that we need back. This is peak Randy Orton.
Listen, I'll give you the fact that he's went after the older generation and he's went after women, and I think even for Randy Orton's heel persona, that is just going a little too far, Colin.
That's the level up.
Have you been watching?
He burned Bray
South
Wyatt
Park?
alive in a fucking cabin, like, you know, like what's kicking a kid in the head?
You've been watching too much South Park.
Now, look, come here. To be fair, right? I don't like kids, right? So I get right? I'm not even slightly maternal. Like, you know, I'd be like, somebody wipe the seat before I sit down just in case. Let's cover all areas, you know. But like I mean I wouldn't kick one in the head, like if I tripped over it, fair enough, like, but I wouldn't kick it in the head, Colin. But I'm kind of, I am leaning towards Logan Paul with this, because I just think, aside from couple of points, aside from, you know, like, and the place, you're going to hear the collective groan when he does, right? It's not an if, it's a when, I think. But as you say, he does bring the title emperor, but the eyes he is putting on this product is just like, I mean, he is, love him or hate him, he is money. He is absolutely money, you know. He's the biggest, you know, he should have been a stain on a sheet. We all know that, right? Yeah. But it's just that, like, you can't think, you know, 200 million people on YouTube also probably should have been, but they all, you know, he brings them with him. You know what I mean? He has every WWE major star on Impulsive. You know what I mean? It's crazy. He's got so much of the WWE in his pocket. I think, you know, he has to continue going. And as well, if Randy did win by kicking everyone's kids in the head, and their wives, dogs, neighbors, you know, veterans, you know, whoever, you know.
That's it. Randy Orton versus Cody, and then Randy goes after Pharaoh. That's like, SummerSlam.
Oh my God!
And look at the reaction. And look
at the child abuse, and now we're animal abuse.
Look at the reaction. Look at the reactions, and that's what we want going into a feud.
No, kick the kids, leave the dog alone. I'm not having it. I don't want.
Listen, I love dogs. I don't want them to hurt the dog, but like, we can fucking fave that shit a bit, like.
But if we're doing wrestlers going after dogs, I think we'd have to go with something that's currently happening. Pharaoh's already catching fucking strays from The Rock. Now you want Randy Orton to kick him in the head.
Oh my God.
No, I want Randy to want to kick him in the head. I don't want to see Randy kick him in the head. I want Randy to want to.
Okay, what about Randy?
How's it gonna happen?
Brandy's grand. Brandy's fair game. Brandy's fair game.
Oh my God! Well, look,
right, we got it.
Sorry, can I just ask before we move on? The prime shit in the ring, is that going ahead, or is that a walkover?
No,
they're actually doing that.
100% real.
It looked awful. Terrible. Like, it looked awful.
It's not going to look like that.
A side shot, it's okay, but that down view of it was horrendous.
That was more, I think, from what I know, it was just a concept, and it was literally like a case of they literally slid something into the ring. It's going to be stitched into the canvas, I think, for Mania. Right. So it'll be a lot like how the Nitro logo and so on was on the canvas. Like, I think personally, for me, it's not a big deal. I don't drink Prime. I never will drink Prime. It tastes like absolute rancid crap. But you know what? It's more money to wrestlers at the end of the day. Yeah. Like, it goes back to that. So let them at it. As long as no one slips on the logo itself, because the logo's too slippery or something, I couldn't care less.
Yeah. Straight into an RKO.
Everybody's in agreement, right?
Yeah.
Kevin Owens isn't winning. That's okay.
Yes.
Someone who may be winning a title is Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens' best buddy. He's facing Gunther for the Intercontinental title.
I'm not having this.
I'll let you start.
I'm not fucking having this, because Chad Gable was robbed. It should have been Chad Gable. I'm sorry, now it should have been. Come on.
Oh, but Chad's winning the Andy Memorial Battle Royal on SmackDown.
You say that like Andrade is.
That's going to send him into the fucking stratosphere. That is. Look how well it's done for everybody else.
Are you saying that the Andrade Joint Memorial Battle Royale means nothing, Liz? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying it means -1.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It means less than fucking nothing, which is such a shame.
I mean,
Do you remember the buzz when Cesaro won it, wasn't it? And do you
Yeah,
remember the
first
buzz
one.
when Damien Sandow nearly won it? And we
Yeah.
were all on
And then
the edge,
Corbin.
right? And now look what's after happening. It's like it's been completely demoted. So give that to Sami and get Chad in there with Gunther. I was really, really hoping it was going to be him. So whatever, Gunther.
Hello, pretty lady.
Done.
Andre's a legend. But yeah,
I feel bad. Like,
I know,
look
yeah.
how it's been treated like over the years.
It's a nothing. It's a nothing.
It's terrible.
Jay won it last year, didn't he?
I can't even remember.
Yeah, Jay won it last
I
year.
genuinely can't even remember who won it last year. That's how bad it
It's
is.
awesome. It's the fourth. This is the fourth
Last year.
SmackDown.
Last year was
Was it Jey Uso?
no, Jay was the year. Jay was
Oh, sorry, was Bronson Reed got eliminated?
no.
by-
My brain's just it's not working.
Who won it last year?
Was it LA Knight?
No,
No,
it was Big
LA
Dude.
Knight won the SummerSlam one.
Oh yeah.
Lashley?
Lashley, yeah.
Lashley.
With the trophies.
See?
We said
No
this
one
earlier.
gives. No one gives a fuck.
Cases Colin kicking babies as it's all
Anyway.
invented.
Gunther versus Sami Zayn. Does anybody believe, just straight out now, does anybody believe that Sami Zayn is winning? A yes or no?
Yes.
It's
No.
possible.
Yes.
No.
I think it's 50-50.
Cole,
I think
90%. I'm 90%.
I think Liz has a completely fair point with it being Gable. I think Gable was absolutely someone that it was the easy option. They've got the story, and everyone knows Gable is just phenomenal when it comes to belt to belt. But I also don't think Sami being at that position is. At the end of the day, this could have been so much worse. They could have picked They could have decided to have Damian Priest cash in, and then that could have been the title match because, like they hinted, that could have been.
They still might.
He's the first. No, this is something I found out the other day because I was looking up, and we'll get to Priest later. But I just want to say this now: Priest is the first men's Money in the Bank holder since Seth Rollins carried a belt at the Money in the Bank briefcase into Mania.
Yeah.
Do with that what you will.
like,
But
might.
But Sami Zayn and Gunther. If you literally made a list of guys who you could do a heel beats the absolute piss out of the babyface for 15 minutes basically, and then the babyface has a comeback, doesn't get the win, but came that close, you'd want it to be Sami. You'd want so. I think if Gunther was losing, I'd say Sami is the wrong call.
Yeah.
If Gunther is retaining, then Gable is the one to wait for. Gable trying to get Sami, like people are saying Sami's Rocky and all that, but I think Sami is going to be Apollo Creed. That's what I think. I think he's going to be Apollo Creed.
If he dies, he dies.
Yeah, Gunther is going to absolutely murder him, and then Gable's going to step up, and that'll be the next match. I'm
going to throw back to my fantasy booking from earlier. Gunther.
Oh God!
And he is answering an open challenge on Raw. Yes, come on.
I think that the IC title reign is so long now as well, and so extravagant that it needs to be a made man that wins it. Can't like you. I'd have usually said I'd like to see someone new overcome the obstacle of doing it, but I think it's so big now that that's why I don't see a Gable or something, because that would make Gable, I think you need someone that's made, and I think Sami is made already, so I think you need someone like that, and that's why I think Sami's going to do it. I think the original plan, and again, I don't know how confirmed it was Brock coming out of Rumble. Would Brock have won? Quite possibly. Would it have been good for Gunther to beat Brock? Absolutely as well. But would Brock have won? It was definitely a possibility, and having that made man win it. So having Sami as that replacement, being a made man and being so over with the crowd and stuff already, I think makes sense for him to be one. He's definitely one of the contenders to take it off Gunther. I just don't see it being someone who's lower down, kind of trying to make a name for themselves by winning it,
I agree with that a lot, actually, now that you've said that, because when you realistically think about it, when he loses that title, we all know what direction he's going for. He's going right for the world title.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, buts, or maybes. That's his next direction. So if he's going to lose the title before that, would you rather he lose to someone who's already like someone who's absolutely beloved and known, or would you rather someone that they're taking a chance on, which could look bad? Like I love Chad. I love him to bits. I think he's absolutely brilliant, but he's still unproven as a top star, as a single star, especially. We've seen them try it before. Obviously, that was a completely different scenario. They called him Shorty G, for God's sake. But I forgot about it till the other day, and then I remembered it, and then I said, "Thank fuck Vince McMahon is no longer in power," because that was one of the ones that just reminded me, and I just, but Sami is the guy. Especially if Gunther's going over that, I think he's perfect for this match, and I like what they're doing with the storyline to build up for it. We're seeing tonight he's facing Bronson in a rematch. He lost to Bronson last week. A lot of people were like, "Why is he losing?" Because that's the story they're telling, and I actually do like the story. When a lot of people think that people can't lose on the way to a title match. I disagree. If it's a story like this, where it's all psychological, which is what Gable has been telling Sami, it's all the better. And tonight, Sami's probably going to beat Bronson. So,
you mentioned Damian Priest earlier. We'll get into the tag team 6-way ladder match. We're getting a ladder match at WrestleMania.
Oh, I'm so happy about this match. This is going to be fucking chaos.
Absolute
chaos.
12 people in the same match. And a good... Okay. Of the people in the match, let's take a poll of the people on the show right now. How many of those people do you think will do a ladder spot? Because in my opinion, it's at least 10.
Everyone
it's at least 10.
Want to do something
The only two
everybody
that I
except R-Truth
and Miz.
Miz will do it, but R-Truth is scared of heights. Remember back?
But that's the reason why he'll do it.
Yeah.
That's the exact reason why he'll do it.
But the rest of them will be all falling off ladders and doing high spots, and he'll just be safely climbing up like a nice little boy.
Or he'll be on the bottom of a spot. Like he'll be the receiver of someone coming off the ladder or something. Same way. I think the same goes for likes of Priest. I can't see him going up and jumping off a ladder or something, but I can definitely see him being on a ladder and being put through it or something like that.
He's not scared to take high spots. Like he's on. He does some flips over the top rope.
He did that Falcon Arrow back at the
ladder would be.
And let's be real, there's a couple of people in that match who are a lot smaller than LA Knight who he'd actually probably be able to manage the weight a lot better. So that ladder match, oh my God, just thinking about who's in it, it's just so much fun. Personally, I think you could give anyone the titles in that match, really, if you really wanted to. Even like a lot of people are saying no to R-Truth and Miz, but you know what? I honestly couldn't care less. Give Truth that reign. I'm not the biggest fan of Miz right now, but screw it. He's not the worst in the world. And honestly, I just want Truth to have a title in 2024, to be honest.
I can see DIY taking it.
Oh, just...
I know, but they need something. And whether it's a title reign, I don't know, but I just feel like it's really, really hard to capture that magic again. And it just doesn't seem to be happening. And I don't know, is it that they need a confidence boost, or because, there's nothing wrong with their work, but I just feel like they need a confidence boost or something. Now, look, come here, in my heart, how great would it be to see R-Truth with the title? Even though I think he's going to have a painter's ladder and he's going to be climbing it up the road in the convention center. I don't think
step ladder
anywhere near this. You know what I mean? Yeah, anywhere near the stadium, up the convention center, taking down decor. But yeah, I'm going to go devil's advocate and go with DIY. I think they need something. They're just someone's turned out the lights, so we just need to ignite something underneath the boys.
There is talks online about possibility of splitting the titles, where Truth goes up and gets the belt and forgets the belt. Good
way to do it. Good way
Yeah,
to do
it's a
it.
good
It's a funny way to do it. It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
fucking, Pete Dunne or somebody goes up and grabs the other one and they're off to SmackDown on our show.
The shrug that he always gives as
Yeah,
well.
could do something. I think, because like if you look at half the card are Triple H guys like Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate and DIY,
Waller in theory, like just
Priest
all of them.
Priest is a Triple H guy as well. Like if you go back to the NXT days,
I think
is definitely not a Triple H guy. Neither is they're all Vince guys.
Yeah, I fear for them.
So you're looking at them.
Balor and Priest are Triple H guys as well.
Yeah, but like that's what I mean. Like Truth, Miz, Theory, and Waller are definitely not Triple H guys. This WrestleMania card, if you look at it, give or take a few, like a lot of them are Triple H.
Guys or gals.
Black and gold lads that I know most of the fucking roster are black and gold now, but they're really Triple H guys like that he loves. Like under Vince, there's no way Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate are even in the main roster. Never mind getting
yeah.
Especially the same with DIY. Like
I have to say though, because this is something that we talked about, Jerry, last week. Just the two boys coming in, free agents today.
Yeah, that's as well. Is that that's a rumor? Is it?
It's a rumor. It's also something that I genuinely. Now, there's been a report that Theory and Waller might not actually end up making it to the match despite qualifying. Might be pulled from it. The word is the Pretty Deadly would replace them.
Yeah,
but I think if you have those plans in place and say, like we said, Jerry, if they sign with WWE beforehand, it's not going to take a lot of moving around to do, and it would be absolutely sensational of a moment. So I just wanted to get that in there because, like, we did talk about it, Jerry, and oh my God, I want to see more Machine Guns get that moment.
Oh my God,
it's the perfect season for them to do it.
Yeah,
if they're
I think it would be a bit random.
It would be, but it'd still be amazing.
Yeah, like them to throw somebody else and make it a 7 team. Like they could, there's no reason.
Like I know they're like. I'll play devil's advocate here a little bit. I know they're big in wrestling circles, but like let's be fair, like they're no Hardy Boys.
No,
they're not world. But I'm looking back on other teams who have come back at WrestleMania or who have made a debut or something at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And the last big one was the Hardy Boys, and that was pop massive. So it needs to be that scale, I think, because otherwise you're gonna get a lot of people going, who are these guys?
It depends who introduces them, really, in my opinion.
The Dudley Boys.
I like that's the thing. Like New Day introducing the Hardys. New Day introducing the Hardys, I think, contributed a lot to that pop because they made it seem like they were going to be in the match, and then everyone was just like, "Oh shit!"
I think it was because everyone expected the New Day to put themselves into the match as the host. Like, I don't know. Like, listen, if it happens, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's as big as because we're gonna have as we spoke about. There's a lot of casuals coming to watch WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And a lot of casuals won't have a clue who they are. So that would be my only thing. For me, I'd love to see just to a throwback to see Pete and Tyler do it. I don't think they will, but just because like I know they're UK, but they are one of our own, like they spend time over here. Like Pete is old school DCW, Pete practically spent half his life here. Tyler Bate is still technically one half of the OTT tag team champions, after never losing it, after fucking off for 2 years and never defending it either. But for me, I think I'd like to see DIY. It really depends where they're gonna go, doesn't it? Like afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, are they gonna go? Do they want a true and trusted team in the New Day to take the titles and run with it? Can they go somewhere with DIY and maybe look at a split further down the line and maybe recapture some of that NXT magic with the two boys? There's a lot that could be considered here, but I think the one thing that we know for sure is this is going to be fucking chaos, and I cannot wait for it.
Yeah.
You mentioned one of our own, Becky Lynch, Rhea Ripley, women's world title match. I'm going to start off. I think Rhea should retain. I think she is the future of WWE and the women's division. I think she's phenomenal. I think, give her a long title reign. I don't think anybody should be beating her even for another year until next year of WrestleMania, the way she is at the minute. Like, she is over as fuck. And she's still, a heel. She's part of Judgment Day. Whether she's still part of Judgment Day after WrestleMania, whatever they're teasing backstage with them, whatever's going to happen with them, I'm not sure. But Rhea needs to be the one still champion, while the rest of them have no titles, and she needs to be the one. Like, she technically is the leader of the Judgment Day unofficially, like, and she should be the one embarrassing them, like, while she still has the title. And eventually, she's going to be the biggest babyface women's champion, or if not, behind, if Cody does finish the story, like, she could be second in the whole company as the guy, the man. Like, she could be the man in WWE for the next year.
For me, I not that I technically want to see Becky win, but I think Becky will win, and she doesn't need it. But this is the first match between these two. And I don't want it to be the last. So I want this to be the first of a future building feud, maybe through to SummerSlam or beyond. So I think the only way that we get there is Becky beating Rhea, and then Rhea then having to come back and overcome that loss. She's had the championship for a year. I don't think she needs it for any longer. I don't think she needs a big long title reign. She has established herself now. Is this her second title reign?
Yes.
Or she beat Asuka in
yeah. So like she's had a couple of championship reigns. She's well established now. She's had a year-long reign. I think I want to see her now be the chaser for a championship. And if Becky wins that, and then they go into a feud, that then Rhea comes back and wins it back further down the line, I think that's something that I'd love to see. And I'd love to see these two do it, and Becky would give her a massive rub as well, even though she probably doesn't need it at this stage. But by her overcoming one of the biggest superstars in wrestling, I think that will even propel Rhea even further.
Me bollocks! Should Becky win? Go and shite! No fucking no. Couple of things now, right? I see why and all that crack, right? But if we were in a different era under different management, Becky would be winning because her book's out, right? And that is not in any way disrespectful to Becky, but it's all about the machine, and nobody's bigger than the machine. So if we can use her in any way to push our product forward, including her and her book, absolutely put the title on her, because she's going to take it everywhere with them when she's promoting her book. Thank God that is now cleared out of our system like a bad dose of the shites. So that should not be happening, right? Secondly,
that's Vince you're on about, not the book.
Oh, no, her book's amazing. Oh God, no, her book's fabulous. We're listening to it in the car. It's really, really good. Learning loads. Like, Rhea is huge. She should not be losing. She should not be chasing her own tail. She should be chasing nothing. We should be palming her with big branches, keeping her cool, because all hail. She's unbelievable. And she needs to keep that title as long as possible. We don't need another Charlotte Flair. Pick it up, drop it, pick it up, drop it, pick it up, drop it. Because only Charlotte will get away with that, right? But she has the cojones to do it because she's super, super talented, right? But it's all about this, love. It's all about the cojones, you know what I mean? And God help us if Colin did way all the kids be sleeping with the fishes after getting their heads kicked off. But no way, Rhea needs to win this. And I think there's going to be a lot of fucked off people if Becky win this. And judging by how Becky felt when she squashed Bianca, I don't think she'd be for beating Rhea either, right? And Rhea needs to wash her hands of all of those fucking hangers on Judgment Day. Get rid of them. She don't need them. Get rid of them. Why? Because she has wiped the floor with a lot of them and shown them all up, taken them out and spanked them on in public as to how somebody should be successful. They can't hold a fart between the lot of them. I'm sorry, no, but they can't, right? They cannot hold a decent fart between them. Rhea all the way, all day long, should be winning. And that's that. I'm done.
That's like an episode of Sarah Corey, is it?
Close enough. I was.
Sorry.
I was. Okay, now I feel like I'm either going to piss one of you off one way or the other. And thinking two of our own in that stable as well, for feck's sake.
I know.
Finn and Jordan, dude,
launched
catch
them
those
all out, like,
strays.
I know.
Liz just burying everyone here, like.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, fucking give me the shovel. You're all gone. Good luck.
I think Rhea needs to win this match. I think Becky. I think the person who's going to dethrone Rhea eventually is going to either be Liv Morgan, who has a built-in story, or Bianca, because they kept Bianca and Rhea away from each other for so long now that it's almost like that's their biggest match. It's interesting to me because it's kind of the first time since the Four Horsewomen came up that there's more dream matches in WWE that they've held off on.
Yeah.
Like that. And sure, then you've got stuff like Jade and Bianca still to go as well. So, like, I think it's very refreshing that we're in an era now where the WWE Women's Division doesn't necessarily need any of the Four Horsewomen. Like Becky and Charlotte and Bayley are still there. Mercedes is killing it in AEW. So, I think Rhea wins this match. I think a lot of people are going to have their hearts in their throat for a bit of this match because I think I'd like to see them. They did it at WrestleMania 38 when they ran back Bianca and Becky, but I'd love to see them do the manhandle slam falls finish again, right out of the gate. Manhandle slam 1, 2, just scare the crap out of everyone in that stadium because everyone will bite.
I'd love it to be a 1, 2, 3 and just to see Liz's face.
I'll faint. I'll absolutely fucking faint. Like I will.
Remember angry Miz girl? Do you remember angry Miz girl when Miz cashed in?
Oh,
That'd just be the look, just sitting there like this.
Y'all will want to be friends with her when I'm done. I tell you, because I will fucking shield the shit out of this and come down through the fucking audience into the ring, climb over the barrier. I will just shield all over this with a chair. I tell you now.
Wearing a tricolor.
No. Yeah, tied around my neck like a freaking cape. I tell you now.
I just think the seeds have been planted here that Becky has gone out and said, or there's been alluded to that Becky is killing herself at a lot of matches in the run up to Mania, and that's now an excuse for Rhea. I think that's the seeds that are being planted of, oh well, now if Rhea wins, then there's that excuse reason there, and that's why I can see it going the other way as well. I don't know. Like, listen, I wouldn't be unhappy if Rhea wins. I just don't know where it goes after. And like long title reigns start to become boring after a while. And that's all I'd be worried about. And sometimes the chase is bigger than the win and the retention, you know. So I'd like to see. I think these two are gonna have a barn burner and anyway. I'm much looking forward to this one than Io and Bayley. And I'm presuming coming out of WrestleMania, I'm going to want to see it again.
Yeah.
From Becky to Seth, going in as champion, will both of them hold titles after WrestleMania? Will they be going home holding the gold?
Damian Priest cash in.
Do you think?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. No. If you take that title off Drew right now, when it's this close, this fucking close. Oh no. I would for the Undertaker. That's who you want as world champion.
Undertaker. Yeah.
The
Drew. I'm getting that sign made up.
Drew.
I'm tattoo.
Drew wins.
Okay. Drew wins.
Punk jumps off commentary, does something to Drew. Out comes Priest, sets up Punk and Drew when he comes back. It's rating Drew stealing Punk's moment. Punk is gonna get his revenge.
Brilliant.
I honestly forgot there for a minute that Punk was on commentary, but just
Undertaker never getting
unbelievable.
It's not my joke. I've seen it on Twitter a bunch. I'll fully admit it's not my joke, but I couldn't resist getting it out there.
Oh.
Do I want them to treat Priest as a threat and actually not a goofball with the Money in the Bank briefcase? Yes. Do I think that means he needs to do what Seth did? I wouldn't hate it. honestly, the more I think about it, the more I don't hate it. I just really, really want to see Drew with the belt.
Yeah.
I think he's more.
Oh, you will for about 5 seconds.
I just, and even with Punk on commentary, I'd love for him just to turn around and go, "I'm the real world champion." Just to completely lean into the bit. I would kill for it.
Eating some fucking donuts or something.
Mindy's donuts.
I think there's no scenario where Seth leaves with the world title either way.
Yeah.
I think if for somehow, some way he does beat Drew and decide for that, it's walking right into that cash in. And
Yeah.
Seth's knee, one way or another, it's not healed. He may be cleared, he may be able to go, he may be able to wrestle both matches without issue, but he really has a lot of stuff that he needs to let heal. He's been going and going and going since 2019, like at the top of the card. And his back is messed up, his knee is messed up. So this for me, I don't even think that it should be he turns on Cody. I think he should be taken out of that, like the main event kind of scenario. I think he should be first. Yeah. He should get hurt. I don't want him actually to get hurt. I just want to make that clear. He does that counter all the time to a back body drop where he lands on his feet. That's all you got to do. Have him collapse on his knee. Have that be the story, and then have him that cost him against Drew. And then after Mania, if you still want to do Cody and Seth again, you have a perfect reason for Rollins to turn on him after Mania in a way that fans won't immediately dogpile on it if he brings Cody finishing the story.
Yeah.
So, do I think this match is going to be the match of the night? Probably not, considering that Seth is going to be going in injured and already wrestling the night before.
Sub 5 minutes, I'd say. Sub 5 minutes. I don't think it's going to be
depends on the story they go with.
I really don't think it's going to be a squash. I did think it was going to be a squash.
Yeah.
Maybe like a month or so back, depending on the injury. But I don't think we're going to see a squash. But I think we will see a very dominant Drew. I think we'll see Seth put up a little bit of a fight. I think he will go in injured. I think he'll go in injured from the night before. And I think we'll see a little bit of a fight from Rollins, but he won't be able to overcome.
Yeah. Well, the talk is that this will be the first match on night 2. So they're closing night 1, he's going straight into this on night 2. There's no time to recover. So it's a perfect way to, have him lose the title without, being 100%. Even though Drew, throughout the feud has wanted him at 100% going into it. He wants him to be, he wants to beat him, but obviously as a heel, like he's going to fucking inspire to get the title off him either way, so he doesn't care.
Yeah.
Love? Yeah.
I want heel Drew as champion. Drew's doing some of his finest work ever. It's unbelievable. And here's the thing, none of it's in the ring. Which for Drew is just, it's not that it's just so different, but like, I mean, from going with like, Vince's fucking sword with the kilt, the whole shebang, now he's just badass, and his social media game and his promo game is just so good. Yeah. I mean, for somebody who's teetotal, you've spent an awful lot of time in rehab. You just can't, like, that was from, like, I mean, Jesus Christ, you're like, Drew, you're on
the smirk on his face when Punk said, "Who called you the chosen one?" He didn't say anything. He barely even acknowledged it, but there was just a smirk of, I'm not gonna fall for your bait here. Go on, keep getting angry. Keep it's just his whole character now is just being an internet troll, and it's fantastic.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Do you remember when Roman started getting good at promos?
Yeah,
that's what it reminds me of. Do you know what I mean? When he started to get his confidence and he was given a bit start to get good at his promos, it kind of reminds me a little bit of that. So I just want Drew to go all in with this and just be the most heel champ, but fans will love him because of it. Do you know what I mean? 1,000,000% it's got to be Drew. Don't want no passion.
Don't look up my skirt, or don't look up my.
Oh my god, you big parrot!
He's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, so good, so good. But yeah, I don't want no passion, but I do feel for Damian Priest because I think he fits in somewhere. I don't know where, but
I feel like
gone too long.
I think it's the second. I think it's the second year in a row that the men's Money in the Bank winner was decided without a plan. There's been The same thing with Theory. Like, there's just been no plan for the briefcase holder. Like, the women, don't get me wrong, the women have had some fun holders in recent years. Like, Liv winning was fun. I can't even remember who won it last year because my brain's Io won last year.
Io.
Cashed in a summer. Yeah. So two good winners recently, and they both had decent
Taking
title
props.
reigns.
Superhero.
No, we don't talk about that one. But yeah, I feel like something needs to change this year, and I think going back to what we said earlier about Sami, if Gunther is going to beat the snot out of Sami to the point, I'd like to see a doctor stoppage in that match or a referee stoppage for Sami just not be, and then you write him off for a couple of months, and then you bring him back in Canada for Money in the Bank, and that's how he gets his first World Championship, because that's something that I feel like Money in the Bank should be more than anything. It should be. I know it's a heel tactic and all that, but there's so much that can be done with a babyface Money in the Bank holder, especially if especially if Sami turns around and goes, "I want this match, but I'm not going to cash in like most people would. We're going to have this match this time. I'm going to give you time to prepare," and so on and so forth. So, yeah, I just really hope that Priest, they know what they at least have a plan in place now for Priest. And if what Colin said happens, I'll be angry as hell. But screw it. It shows that they have something in mind for Priest going forward, and I think he does deserve it because he is a very underrated hand.
One match he's definitely not cashing in on is
my god, imagine
is the Universal title match. The last show we're on our last match. Cody versus Roman, whether it's the bloodline rules or they're all banned from ringside, there's no way in God's green earth that Damon Priest is cashing in on this match.
Stop saying it, will you?
That's why I think he's cashing in.
It's gonna fucking happen.
That's why Colin wants him to cash in beforehand, so you can just get rid of that from the entire universe of ever happening, just to make sure.
He's not.
Oh my god! Is it terrible that I want to see him cash in on Cody?
Yeah, it is terrible.
I think if Damian Priest cashed in on Cody,
the pitch of my voice reached so high that Zoom asked if we were playing music.
Mariah Carey level fucking high pitch there.
Oh my god.
So, okay. We talked about it earlier. So, I think Bloodline rules has to be the way to go with this match.
Yes.
It has to be as overbooked as any match in history can ever be overbooked.
There's a couple of caveats to that. Sorry, I'll just jump straight in.
Go for it.
There's a couple of little caveats.
There is.
As I said earlier on, I couldn't really give a fuck what match it is. I think if it's a singles match and Cody wins, brilliant. If it's Bloodline rules, brilliant as well. But the one thing that I think needs to not happen is someone making Roman lose. If that happens, you diminish everything.
Yeah.
So let there be people running in, let them come in. But if there are people getting involved, like if there's Austin getting involved, if Triple H is getting involved, if anyone else is getting involved, if fucking Mama Rhodes is getting involved, they cannot touch Roman. They have to touch the other people around the ring. They have to go after Jimmy and Solo and Heyman.
Rock.
If anyone lays a hand on Roman, you kill any any big win that Cody is going to get, because then that is the excuse. Now anyone can come in and bash Cody.
Yeah.
Absolutely, like that's what we want. We want people getting involved and stopping him from winning. But I just don't. No one can stop Roman. No one can hit Roman. No one can do anything to Roman and make Cody win because of that.
Yeah.
That would kill it.
Yeah. They did that. That's the thing. They almost did that last year with Sami and KO coming in.
Yeah.
And if anything, that was more warranted than if they did that this year. Like, I get that. Like, everyone wants to see Austin come in and give Roman a stunner. But again, I agree with Colin. I asked this the people a couple of weeks ago. Does Cody need to win clean, and I think he does. I think
Yeah.
no one should be touching Roman. You can have like Austin kind of stare Roman down, sure, and Roman turns into Cody or something like that. But no, like Colin said, I completely agree with him. I think Bloodline rules book it out the wazoo with just the craziest crap ever. Bring in Cena to take care of Solo, Austin to take care of Rock, Jade to take care of Jimmy. If Seth isn't written off before then, screw it. Have him come in and have him with a steel chair and make it think, oh, is he going to hit Cody or is he going to hit Roman? And then maybe he just doesn't hit anyone. I don't know, but just
I want to
over.
see I want to see Pharaoh locked onto Paul Heyman's calf and all in this that's
least
like
he's
I
alive.
want to see
At least he's alive.
I want to see Liberty literally on someone's back like this, like giving someone a sleeper and all. Like.
Kingdom just starts fucking playing again. Cody's already in the ring, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?" And then you see Pharaoh running down the ramp, Charles Robinson style.
Hit the baby on the back of the dog.
Oh my
No,
god.
sorry.
Oh
What is other dog? His other dog is Madder. Have you seen his other dog?
His other dog's a Shih Tzu or something, isn't it?
Little head case. You get him onto Heyman's leg. Like get him
And then
on Heyman's leg on the outside. Like.
Oh my god.
Pharaoh gets ready to do a top rope dive, and then the Rock's music hits all of a sudden.
In comes Dustin on the zip line.
Yeah. Bring in Ava, and then have Brandy come out and remind her that it's not open mic night, bitch.
Oh my god, heifer. I love it.
Don't forget Nia Jax could be thrown in there as well. And
my god.
Everybody.
Screw it.
Jesus.
Screw it. Just all of them.
Oh man.
Shaquille O'Neal will come in and fucking.
Yeah, the dude they ordered the pizza down the road from. The whole fucking lot, mate. Bring them all. Bring them on.
Everybody. Roman beating his tailor, and Braun Strowman comes in, and
the whole Nightmare Factory, the whole shebang.
But I think that's why the singles non-bloodline rules also make sense.
Yeah.
And I get that it's not going to be as pop heavy, but then it's one-on-one and it has to be clean, you know? Yeah. And I kind of look back to, I think they did it with Jordan and Walter, Scrapper 5, where Walter tried to take the belt and leave. I'd love to see a moment like that where Roman knows his only way out is to walk out, is to get out, you know, is to run away, and then you have people who he's beaten stand in his way and don't let him leave. You know, we had that where Walter tried to get to the championship and run up the stairs, and then boys came out and stopped him from going. Came back, tried to run up the other stairs, came out, stopped him. Tried to go out the entrance, and then Joe came out and stood in his way and was like, "Get back in the ring." Got back in the ring, fought Jordan. Jordan wins. You know, something along those lines, I think could also work. That Roman has used the bloodline every time. He doesn't have them, and no one is going to let him leave. Yeah. The only way that he cannot fight. And then he has to go in and face Cody, you know. Something like that I think could work as well. But yeah, I'm just buzzing for it. Absolutely buzzing. I'm so jealous that you two are actually going to be there.
Yeah, especially if God hoping Cody wins. Like that is just like that's up there with Brian at 30 and Seth at 31, which you already fucking seen 31 as well.
That was good. Do you know what my only concern is with this, right? This week, I'm always concerned, you know, I'll be looking out for like in everything, you know, I can see the finished product, but wait a second, how do we get it from here to here, right?
Yeah.
My only concern with this is absolutely Cody needs to finish the story. As I said, if you need to bring every Tom, Dick, Harry, you name it, man, the dog, the cat, the fucking bread delivery man, the whole lot throw 'em in, right? Great. But my only concern is that I don't want The Rock to cost Roman the match, touching on what you guys were saying, right? Because no. And secondly, there will definitely be a bit of discombobulation, and there will be some discord in the bloodline as well following this match. That needs to wait until Raw, because that's going to take away from Cody's win. If there's any stare down, or Cody leaves the ring and leaves The Rock and Roman to set up for next year, if there's any of that kind of crack, it's going to dull the shine of Cody finishing the story. It should be Cody in the ring with everybody who is named Rhodes, who has the surname, whose house was built on a road, everybody in the ring. Do you know what I mean? Everyone, the dog, everyone should be in there, but just that can wait until the following night when we realize we need to play the blame game. Then, you know, just don't take that away, because otherwise it's piddling a little bit on the story, you know. But
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, Cody all day long. Yeah, has to be twice on a Sunday. On a Sunday,
On a
get
Sunday,
it?
twice.
Yeah, twice.
Weekend.
Yeah,
That's it.
2 shows on the weekend.
That's it.
Oh
2
my
shows.
God, that's it.
That's it.
Oh, pack my bag, get me on the plane, off we go. We're there.
Now I got to spend the whole day editing.
You do, love, you do. I'm far too busy packing.
Yeah.
Far too busy.
That's it, lads. WrestleMania is upon us. We're in, especially in WrestleMania week, biggest WrestleMania of all time. All time. Lads, have you anything coming up this week that you need to talk about? Corey, have you any interviews planned out before we leave you go?
Nothing planned right now. I'm hoping to do at least 1 or 2 this week of maybe talent tour in Philly for Mania week. Obviously, going to have a lot of stuff on Select, big week that's in it. So if you're not already subscribed to Select, I very much advise doing it this week. Obviously, the next 30 days will be probably the most value you get out of the $5, €5, whichever it is. So yeah, looking forward to covering everything that happens this week. So that should be fun.
No sleep. No sleep.
No.
None.
When you're
None.
dead.
No sleep till Brooklyn. Colin?
Yeah, I'm just
Night.
going to be watching me social media and looking at you two in Philly and cursing
Yeah.
every fucking picture and story and video that you
Oh,
put
man.
up because I'm going to be so
Colin.
jealous.
Colin, it's literally like a case of for me, it's going to be everyone. I'm just going to be sitting here and literally, oh, there's another person at Mania. There's another person at Mania. There's another person at Mania. Another person. Oh, that person isn't. Oh, wait, no, they're in Philadelphia for Mania.
At least you get to be in London for All In when they're at home.
Yep.
Exactly. Oh my God, like
That's it.
that's just
Let's
mad.
go. Let's go. As always, lads, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know your predictions in the comments if you have agreed with all our comments or fucking if you hate everything we've talked about. If you want something different outcomes, let us know. WrestleMania week. You can do.
Let me know if you want to see Randy Orton kick people in the head.
Yeah,
Who's
and
Front
children
row
in the head?
TV. Have front
Be
row
specific,
TV.
Colin.
Tag me. Anyone, everyone,
Everybody.
kids, women, dogs.
not the
No, not
dog.
dogs. I like dogs.
No,
I like
not
dogs.
the dog.
Cats are bad
Oh,
bastards.
cats.
Kick the
Kick
cats.
every
Yeah,
cat
yeah, yeah.
twice, not the dog.
Freaking the RSPCA are going to be at Colin's door in the morning asking why he's advocating for a man to kick a dog in the head.
This episode is brought to you by the ASPC.
Have you been hurt recently around the Orton match?
Have you been injured at work that wasn't your fault? It may be Randy.
Call us now on Heads for You.
You may need the Gunther taker.
Folks.
It's all about the D.
And on that note, enjoy WrestleMania, everybody. We'll see you next week or the week after, whenever we decide to do a review of everything.
Oh my God.